Okay, story is a girl goes to college, and when she gets to college, she has to have a roommate, obviously. She gets into her room, and there is her roommate, and it's somebody who seems terribly nice and terribly ordinary and terribly like a jolly good roommate, somebody who's caring. And very, very early on, she goes out drinking with some of her fellow girlfriends, and one of them sort of abandons her, and so she has to call her roommate, can you help me out? Yeah, the roommate. But is the roommate slightly too attentive? Is the roommate slightly too involved? Is the roommate perhaps too... Is she starting to develop an obsession with the girl? Well, who knows? But certainly the girl that she went out with in the first place, with whom she got drunk and then abandoned, thinks that the new roommate is a bit dodgy. Here's a clip.
Listen, something is up with your roommate.
What do you mean?
She was outside my room this morning.
Doing what?
Waiting for me? I opened my door and there she was, just sitting there staring like some psycho.
Why would she do that?
You ask her. I'm staying away from her.
Okay, I gotta go.
Somebody's just tweeted 28 days later was not a zombie... Oh, sorry, you've just corrected yourself. They were actually doing it at the point that I want to say that.
That's true. But also, in that clip, conclusive proof that something is afoot.
Ding, 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 ding. But it's the John Carpenter interval, isn't it? It's that with the semitone. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, scary.
She's weird.
On the semitone.
I mean, the thing that more tells you that something bad is coming up is that you go... This is single white female. And the funny thing about the single white female connection is, actually, if you look on IMDb Pro, this is listed as a remake of Single White Female, then so is that Jag Mundra movie, Apartment. But the credits don't sort of tie that up. But the fact is, it is Single White Female. I mean, do you remember Single White Female? The Barbet Schroeder film with Jennifer Jason Leigh as the...
I don't think I ever saw it.
Based on a novel, Single White Female Seeks Same. And we have a girl has an apartment, she gets a friend, somebody comes in and stays with her, and then during the course of the movie, the second character actually effectively wants to become the first character. Oh, she's interested, she's involved, she's caring, she's too interested, she's too involved, she's too encouraged, she's too obsessive, and it's all going to go totally psycho.
I just say that for people who weren't watching on the live stream, that noise...
That's the international gesture of the shower.
It's the psycho scene.
Yeah. It's the Bernard Herrmann score. So the big problem that you have with Roommate is that in the case of Single White Female, you've got a film directed by Barbet Schroeder, who's very, very interesting. You've got Bridget Fonda. You've got Jennifer Jason Leigh, who's terrific. And although it is essentially a sort of a B movie with A-list stars, it's quite a good B movie with A-list stars. In the case of this, you've got a film starring Leighton Meester, who was in Country Strong a couple of weeks ago, Minka Kelly, and directed by Christian E. Christensen. And at the beginning it says, and Billy Zane. It's one of those, and
what does
Billy
that mean?
Zane. And Billy Zane means B picture.
Well, see, what's interesting is in Red Riding Hood, I'm sure it says, and Julie Christie.
Oh, no, that's different.
That means she's very famous and won an Oscar.
She's very famous, won an Oscar, but she's only in it for 10 minutes. Okay, so there's a very interesting thing about what "and" means, right? And in the case of "and" Billy Zane, I mean, Billy Zane is in Titanic, right? But he's not "and" Billy Zane. He's
a great first name, actually, wouldn't it?
Well, and
never
Billy
mind
Zane.
Max. And just call your kid and then instantly they have a certain status in the movie industry. What's your name?
And
Mark Kermode.
Very good.
That kind of works.
But in some cases it means, it's like, for example, there's loads and loads of movies which and Lance Henriksen or and Rutger Hauer. It means that they turn up for 5 minutes in order to give the thing some kind of genre platform. They're generally straight to video movies, what we used to call DTV movies, and in this case it's and Billy Zane. Billy Zane comes on and plays a fashion designer. But the whole thing with the fashion teacher, the whole thing with the movie is it's just a plodding, fairly nuts and bolts B movie, well, C movie in fact, which is so reminiscent of Single White Female that all you do all the way through is think, oh, I haven't seen Single White Female for a while. I wish I was watching Single White Female. So it's not very good. It's very, very bland, middle of the road. It's not terrible, but it's not any good.
Robin Ballantyne in Stoke says, "Dear doctors, we need your help. Joe is currently waiting for baby number 2 to arrive. It should have come yesterday. As long-time listeners, we're aware of the miracles you've performed in the past. Please could you both tell our baby to hurry up? We shall be hoping and waiting for you both to speak with said bump pressed against the radio. We believe the sound of your voices will be enough to start contractions. Yours desperately, Robin in Stoke."
I'll tell you what will start contractions. Zack Snyder! Zack Snyder! Zack Snyder! Fred the movie!
No.
Fred the movie! Fred the movie!
You fade him out. Thanks.